5 soft criticism patterns. Modals and hedging. In linguistics, a hedge is a word or phrase that makes a statement softer, less direct, or less certain. It shows caution or politeness instead of full certainty or strong criticism, e.g. maybe, might, could, a bit, sort of, kind of, seems, probably. Example: the instructions are confusing. The instructions are a bit confusing. Pattern 1. They could have plus past participle. Pattern 1 is great for polite criticism about past decisions. Use it when something is finished, but you want to say it could have been better without sounding harsh. Structure. Subject. Plus could have plus past participle. Why it's polite. Focuses on possibility rather than blame. Acknowledges the past without being harsh. Opens discussion rather than creating conflict. Shows the person had the capability, not that they were incompetent. Imagine you and a friend bought a new coffee machine. The machine works, but the instructions are long and difficult. You don't want to sound angry or rude, just a bit critical. Instead of, the instructions are terrible, very direct, strong. You say, they could have made the instructions easier. Meaning, the company had the possibility to write clearer instructions, but they didn't. You could have told me earlier, instead of, why didn't you tell me? Implies, you had the chance to tell me, and it would have been better if you did. She could have been more careful. Instead of, she was careless. Suggests, she had the ability to be more careful. They could have handled it differently. Instead of, they did it wrong. Implies, there was a better way to handle the situation. Pattern 2. It would be better if plus past simple. In Pattern 2, you are giving a polite suggestion to improve something that already exists, a presentation, document, plan. You focus on the better version, not on the problem. Form. It would be better if plus past simple. Key points. Uses past simple but means present future. This is the second conditional pattern. Very diplomatic and indirect. Perfect for workplace or formal situations. Softer than direct commands like you should or you must. Focuses on the outcome. It would be better, rather than the person. Imagine your colleague shows you their slides for a training session. The slides have very general examples and a lot of text on each slide. You don't want to say, your slides are bad, or your examples are bad. You say, it would be better if the examples were more specific. Suggests a positive change, more specific examples, without attacking their work. It would be better if the slides were less crowded. Focuses on improvement, fewer words or simpler design. It would be better if you arrived earlier. Gentle suggestion for future actions, instead of, you need to arrive earlier. It would be better if she spoke more clearly. Polite advice about current behavior, instead of, she doesn't speak clearly enough. It would be better if we had a meeting first. Diplomatic proposal, instead of, we should have a meeting. Variations of the pattern. It might be better, watch and best if plus past simple. It might be better if we finished a little earlier. Here, might shows it is only a gentle suggestion, not a strong demand or criticism. It would be best if plus past simple. It would be best if you sent the slides before the meeting. You are giving a strong but polite recommendation. It sounds like, this is the most suitable/safest option, not an order. I think it would be better if plus past simple. I think it would be better if you used fewer animations on the slides. You are giving a polite suggestion, but you clearly show it is just what you think, not a rule or order. Many other verbs and phrases can replace think and keep the same soft opinion-style feeling. I think, I feel, I believe. It seems to me. In my opinion, plus it would be better if plus past simple. It seems to me it would be better if we move this slide to the end. 3. You might want to plus base verb. In pattern 3, you are not telling the person what to do. You are gently offering an option or hinting at a problem. It sounds careful and polite. Form. You might want to plus verb base form. Why it's so polite? Might equals uncertainty. Suggests possibility, not obligation. Want to equals your choice. Respects the person's autonomy. Sounds like a helpful tip rather than criticism. Non-confrontational. Perfect for sensitive topics. Imagine a colleague sends you a draft of a presentation. In the title, you see a small spelling mistake. In the introduction, they speak very fast. You say, "You might want to check the spelling in the title." Very soft way to say, "There is probably a mistake." You might want to slow down a little in the introduction. Suggests a change, but it feels like friendly advice, not criticism. You might want to reconsider that decision. Polite way to suggest someone is making a mistake. Instead of, "That's a bad decision." You might want to arrive a bit earlier next time. Soft criticism of past behavior. Instead of, "You were late." You might want to talk to your manager about this. Diplomatic advice. Instead of, "Go talk to your manager." 4. It's a bit, no, a little plus adjective. You keep the same opinion, confusing, long, slow, etc., but you reduce the strength of the criticism. Form. It's a bit, a little, plus negative adjective. Imagine a friend shows you their training video. In the middle, there is a very busy slide with too much information. The whole video is 25 minutes, but the topic is quite simple. You say, "The layout is a bit confusing in the middle section. The video is a little long for this topic." 5. Maybe we could plus base verb. This phrase gives a joint suggestion, so the other person feels you are working together, not just criticizing their work. It is also a soft way to introduce a change or new idea. Form. Maybe we could plus verb base forms. Variations. Maybe we could. Standard, polite. Perhaps we could. Slightly more formal. Maybe we should. A bit stronger, more recommended. What if we could? Even more collaborative invites brainstorming. What if we could combine both ideas into one solution? Creative brainstorming approach. Tone. Exploratory and innovative invites imagination. Imagine you and a colleague are planning a workshop. The last part feels a bit empty, and there is no clear final example. The beginning feels too slow, and important information comes very late. You say, "Maybe we could add one more example at the end." Sounds like a shared idea, not an order. Maybe we could move this part to the beginning. Suggests a change and shows you are involved in improving it together. Follow for more nuanced grammar tips that will help you sound truly natural in English.